This is a Brompton that I purchased about 2 years ago in 2021, and it has an issue with the way it shifts. It's a 6-speed model, so it has a 2-speed derailleur and a 3-speed Sturmey Archer internal hub. And the internal hub is the thing that has the issue. There are 3 issues I noticed with this shifter, all having to do with downshifting. So the bike's currently in the 3rd gear on this shifter, and when I go to downshift, I pull this lever up. Normally I'd be pushing it down, but the bike's upside down, so I'm pulling it up. First issue I've noticed is that it takes a lot more force than it did when the bike is new to downshift. So I feel like I'm applying a lot more force here in trying to go from 3rd to 2nd gear. The second issue, probably the most significant, is you'll notice that this lever has an external stop here. And when I push the lever all the way to the external stop, it doesn't actually complete the downshift. It's still in 3rd gear right now. It hasn't latched. And what I have to do is I actually have to push it past the external stop in order to get it to click and latch, which is obviously wrong. And the third issue is that it doesn't restore properly. So if now I'm going from 2nd into 1st gear, and again, I have to go past the external stop in order to get it to do that. When I release it, the lever goes to this position, but the neutral position of the lever is actually here. So there seems to be a lot of internal friction in this pivot that's preventing the lever from kind of freely sliding back to the neutral position under the force of the spring. Going into this video, I wasn't really sure what the problem was, but after playing around for just a little while, I think I found the problem, and it seems really simple. So let's look at the way this gear indicator chain is set up. The gear indicator chain it can be removed from the bike by unscrewing it like this. And when I had it installed, it was screwed all the way in, and then I attached it here. And the gear indicator chain, it has maybe 30 degrees of play. And as you can see, like it's kind of like the position that it's aligned to is about here. And when it's screwed all the way in, and then in connecting to the chain, it's bent pretty much all the way over in order to connect to this barrel adjuster on the chain. And this creates a little bit of extra friction. I can feel like when it's all the way over here and I pull like this, it's harder to pull it than it is to pull it in this neutral position. It's a lot easier here. And so what's happening is, because it's bent like this, it's creating more friction and requiring more force in order to shift. And that's ultimately the cause of all the problems I've been seeing. So the solution for this is really simple. We can just back out this gear indicator chain a half turn, and now it has a bunch of play. It can easily move to all positions, and in particular, when it's in this orientation connected to the chain, there's not that extra friction. So I made this adjustment, and after making this adjustment, I found that I was easily able to shift, and the bike kind of just works like it did before.